My dad was in the middle of a presentation to potential buyers when he said it. My son built this platform from scratch. Every line of code. I froze. My throat went dry. I'm not his son. I'm his daughter. And I wrote every single line. My name is Luna. I'm 29, and I've been a software engineer since college. I live and breathe problem solving. Building systems that hold together what people barely understand exists. 5 years ago, my father approached me with what he called a family opportunity. He had the network, the money, the connections. I had the skill set. Together, he said, we'd build something lasting. A partnership 50-50. Equal credit. Equal ownership. I agreed. For 5 years, I lived in code. Late nights blurred into mornings. I debugged through weekends, skipped meals, worked through migraines. While my younger brother, Tyler, charmed clients at his sales job and played the golden boy, I was the one building the machine that powered everything. I wasn't the loud one or the sociable one, but I was the one who made it all real. And I kept proof. Every line of code documented. Every patent draft dated. Every email saved. I didn't do it because I expected betrayal. I did it because I'm thorough. But now I see how important that instinct was. Back in the meeting room, my father clicked through slides filled with my diagrams, architecture plans, data flow, back-end logic, system API integrations. All mine. He gestured toward the screen proudly. My son's brilliance made this happen. His technical vision built this company. One of the investors leaned forward. Is your son here today? My father waved a hand. He's busy managing operations. That's when it hit me. This wasn't spontaneous. He'd been setting the stage for weeks, maybe months. When the meeting ended and the room emptied, I stayed behind. Then I went straight to his office. Dad, I said, my voice steady but shaking inside. Why did you tell them Tyler built the platform? I'm your daughter. I built everything. He barely looked up from his phone. Luna, honey, investors like seeing a male founder in tech. It's just optics. Optics. I repeated. I've been coding this company into existence for 5 years. He sighed, as though I were being dramatic. You'll still get your share. Tyler just has the right image. He's confident social. You're more behind the scenes. I felt something in me fracture. We had an agreement. Equal partnership. Finally, he looked up, irritation flickering across his face. Look, I'm bringing in $50 million. Tyler handles client relations. You handle your side, that's it. My job. I said softly, I am this company. He stood, voice dismissive. You're an employee, Luna. A talented one. But Tyler represents the family legacy. He'll be CEO when I retire. The door opened. Tyler stepped in. He'd heard everything. I waited for him to speak up, to tell Dad this was wrong. He didn't. He just shrugged. Come on, sis. You knew this was Dad's company. You're great at the technical stuff, but leadership's different. I looked at the desk. Legal papers were spread out. A new corporate structure. Tyler listed as co-founder and CTO. My name, demoted to senior developer. No mention of partnership, no recognition, just another employee on payroll. They weren't just pushing me out. They were rewriting history. 2 weeks later, the restaurant downtown called. Miss Chin, we just wanted to confirm your reservation cancellation for tonight's investor dinner. I blinked. Cancellation? I didn't cancel anything. Oh, the host said, someone from your office called yesterday. The reservation's still active, just without your seat. My stomach twisted. I went straight to my father's office. Why wasn't I invited to the dinner? He didn't even look guilty. It's a casual event, sweetheart. Tyler handled it beautifully. You wouldn't have liked it. Too much networking. Tyler was sitting in the corner, scrolling through his laptop. They wanted to meet the founders, he said. Relax, you'd have been bored. They were cutting me out, piece by piece. That weekend at family dinner, it got worse. My uncle asked how the business was going. My dad grinned. Fantastic. Tyler's really taking the lead. Luna does some coding for us. I tried to correct him. Actually, I designed the whole platform. My mother interrupted with a smile that felt like a knife. Sweetheart, don't brag. Tyler's doing so well. It's wonderful. Everyone turned to congratulate him. He just smiled and accepted it. The final blow came during crunch time. We had a 2-week deadline to deliver a critical system upgrade for the acquisition. Dad called me in. I need this done fast. You're the only one who can pull it off. I worked 18-hour days. No sleep, no breaks. I delivered on time, flawless, efficient, elegant. The next morning, the company newsletter went out. Tyler credited as lead developer. I found him in the break room. You didn't write a single line of that code. He shrugged. Dad asked me to oversee it. Leadership, remember? Oversee. I said, trembling. You checked in once. He gave me a thin smile. If you want recognition, learn to communicate your value. It's not my fault you're invisible. That was the moment something changed. That night, I stopped being naive. I began archiving everything, not just my code, but every contribution, timestamp, chat log, and project trail. I backed up repositories on my own drives, screenshotted every Slack thread, compiled a digital record of the company's real foundation, my foundation. I came in early, stayed late, kept quiet. Let them believe I was beaten. They thought they could erase me, that I'd just fade out of the story. They were wrong. While they celebrated, I was planning. Quietly, methodically. What they didn't realize was that I never stopped building, not just their platform, but my own way out. And when I was done, they'd see exactly who they tried to erase. From the beginning, I kept meticulous records. Every patent application had my name as the principal inventor. Every repository told the same story. My username attached to nearly every commit, every iteration, every late-night fix. The design blueprints, architecture maps, and technical documents, all authored by me. When I first began building the platform, I was cautious about intellectual property. I registered the core algorithms under my personal ownership, licensing them to the company instead of surrendering them. It was a small clause, so small my father's lawyers overlooked it when they drafted the original partnership paperwork. When things started to feel wrong, I reached out to Maria, a tech lawyer I'd met at a conference 2 years earlier. We met for coffee and I laid out everything. She scrolled through the files on her tablet, eyes sharp. Luna, you have more leverage than you realize. What do you mean? I asked. She smiled faintly. You own the core technology. The patents are in your name. You can prove authorship across the board. If they're selling this company without you, you can stop it. Her words hit me like a jolt of electricity. For years, I'd treated documentation as protection. Turns out, it was also power. I had the emails, the commits, the meeting notes, every bit of proof that the entire system existed because of me. My father and brother always mocked me for over-documenting everything. But the truth was, I'd been quietly safeguarding my future. Now I was ready to use it. I hired Maria officially. For a week, we went through every contract, patent, and agreement line by line. Then one night, she found it, buried in the original paperwork. Luna, look at this, she said, pointing to a paragraph. This clause guarantees equal ownership and credit for all contributions. The restructuring your father did later on violates it completely. While we were preparing our case, my family grew bolder. During Sunday dinner, my father announced it. The deal's closing in 3 weeks, $50 million. My mother beamed at Tyler. We're so proud of you, CEO at 27. I stayed quiet, smiling faintly. Just thinking about the future, I said. They had no idea how close that future was. My father announced an investor presentation before the final signing. Tyler would give the technical overview, using my slides, my architecture, and my work. I wasn't even supposed to speak. Maria and I made our move. We crafted a detailed legal notice asserting my IP ownership, and we built our own presentation, side-by-side comparisons of our contributions. Code commits, Luna, 47,000. Tyler, 0. Patents, Luna, 7. Tyler, none. Client communications, bug fixes, development milestones, all mine. The night before the event, I stayed late at the office and overheard my father on the phone. Once the sale closes, we'll phase Luna out. Give her a severance. She's too technical to make trouble. Tyler's voice chimed in. Developers never fight back. That was the moment I decided I would. The next morning, I texted Maria. Tomorrow. We go all in. She replied instantly, I'll be there. Bring the receipts. The event began at 10 a.m. I arrived early, laptop ready, folders organized. My father opened the presentation, then passed the mic to Tyler for the technical section. He clicked through my diagrams, reciting words he didn't understand. Our design focuses on scalability and modularity. An investor raised her hand. Can you explain your authentication security layer? Tyler froze. It's optimized for efficiency and user experience. The confusion was palpable. I raised my hand. My question is for Tyler, I said calmly. Can you explain the main difference between a microservices architecture and a monolithic one, and why you chose the former? He stammered. It's about scalability and how did you handle the containerization process? I asked. He looked at my father, speechless. That's okay, I said. I can answer since I built it. The room went still. My father's face tightened. Luna, sit down. This isn't. Maria stood beside me. Actually, my client does have the right to speak. Her intellectual property is central to this acquisition. I plugged in my laptop. The screen changed to my presentation. Code statistics, patents, emails, my name on everything. Gasps rippled through the audience. An investor stood. Wait, who actually created this platform? I did, I said simply. Every algorithm, every feature, every line of code. Another investor frowned. Then why were we told your brother was the technical founder? My father tried to recover. This is a misunderstanding. No, I cut him off. This is fraud, and it violates our partnership contract. I handed the lead investor Maria's legal letter. As IP owner and equal partner, I'm formally blocking this sale until my contributions are acknowledged and credited. Tyler opened his mouth. Luna, come on. I faced him. Then show them one line of code you wrote. He didn't move. Within minutes, the investors were whispering, closing laptops, checking documents. The lead investor turned to my father. We need to pause this acquisition. Ownership is unclear. My father's face turned crimson, but he couldn't explode in front of them. Maria and I walked out together. Behind us, chaos erupted. 2 days later, the sale collapsed, officially due to IP disputes and due diligence failures. I was contacted for renegotiation, but I declined to stay. Instead, I negotiated a buyout, $20 million for my IP rights. I walked away free, money in the bank, name intact. 6 months later, I launched my own company, built on new technology entirely my own. 2 of the same investors from that meeting reached out to fund me. We believed in you, one said. My father called once, left a voicemail. Luna, we should talk as a family. I deleted it. Tyler texted. I didn't think it would go this far. I didn't answer. For the first time, their silence didn't sting. It felt like peace. I had built my success once under their shadow. Now I was building it again in my own light, with my name on every single line. And if my story means something to you, remember this, keep your receipts. Document everything. Someday, it might be the only voice you need to be heard.